Hello, ladies and gentlemen. In Ukraine, 3 o'clock at morning. My name is Pasha, and we starting our broadcast. And traditionally, we started broadcast from sound check. Do you hear me good or no? Just write plus in comments. Give mark for my sounds for today. Yeah, because it's very important. Every stream we starting from sound check because sometimes I'm forgot to turn on microphone or etc. It's very important. Thank you. Thank you for your comments. Okay, my friends. Today we starting our stream not from numbers of Russian wounded. Today we have very hot news from Iran. Uh, it's new point of increasing world war situation, but we had new information about Iran. In comments, I watched how people asked it, what's happened in Iran? And we have answer for it. 3 hours ago, a massive kamikaze drone attack on military targets across Iran began. Identified drones suddenly hit several military bases, an oil refinery, and military and energy infrastructure facilities. Explosion and large-scale fires were reported in the city of Tehran, Isfahan, Hoi, Salimi, Hamanad, Javanrut, and Rasht. And so interesting, no country in the world has claimed responsibility for this full-scale attack. Yeah, it's last news and all world talking about it now. And so this is so interesting fact. The so interesting fact that attack in Iran began immediately after the outbreak of terrorist attack in Israel and the Gaza Strip. And in a Gaza Strip was killed many Israel's people. And it's international thing. Yeah, international experts have opinions that only Israel could have launched such a powerful drone attack. And interesting is that Iran, armed with the latest Russian air defense system, was unable to repel the attack. Iran now is Russia's main military ally, and the two terrorist countries exchanges military technology and weapons and conduct joint military operation. This is a very fair punishment for Iran, which is wagging up a terrorist war against many countries, including Ukraine. And we had a couple video from Iran, how burning Iranian infrastructures, and most I liked video how burning military factory, weaponry factory in Isfahan. Just look at it. This video without songs, but without sound, but by previous information, in this military factory in Isfahan, Irani made Shahid drones Shahid, and you know that Iran it's a sponsor of Shahid for Russian. what I told that Russia it's a main ally of Iran. They changing technologies, and if I don't mistake, Russian promises that they give for Irani nuclear technology for his missiles, and before it, they give air defense system. It's a Panzer, but as a result, we see that in Irani a lot of burning factories, a lot of burning infrastructure object. What does mean? It means that Russian air defense doesn't work. And second video from oil factory in Azar Hishra. You can see it's burning. It's a result after massive drone attacks. It was a short video. I'm show you next one. If you doesn't look in an architecture, you cannot find difference between Ukrainian explosive, Ukrainian destroyed infrastructures after Irani drones attack. You know, in my opinion, it's a look like a punishment. Maybe country who make it massive drone attack have another targets, but for Ukrainian it looks like punishment, because when all country, all European country, a lot of Asian country, United States of America made for Russia international isolate, Iran work like a partners for Russia, give drones for him, give weapons for him, and it looks like it's a real looks like a punishment, because it cannot be unpunished when whole world fighting against old grandfather who's sitting in a Kremlin and thinking about Russian imperialism story and etc., and make a terror in Ukraine and make a hiding terror in other country, sponsor terrorism in other country. Only this result for this country they need. I mean, if they give drones, take hits from drones. If they give weapon, to answer for this weapon. And every country who will support Russia, they will not be unpunished. Not like Iran, yeah, because Iran it's a country terrorist who have enemies for a lot of countries. Yeah, they do terrorism in the whole world. But I mean that countries who supported Iran, who supported Russia, can be punished by economical types, for example. And you know, a lot of international experts said that it's due Israel. Maybe yes, but for this moment, Israel doesn't take responsible for this attack. Maybe a little bit later we will know who do it, but not yet. And I think it's a signal for Iranian government that they choose a wrong way, because you, my friends, remember massive protest in Iran against his government direct. Yes, they choose very, very hard Islamic direct. They do Shariat court, and it's so brutal for people. Last trouble massive protest in Iran was like a result when Irani police kill women who wrong wear hijab. Yes, and a lot of young people in Iran go to the outside, go to the street, and make a protest. And Iranian people understand that his government choose wrong way. What I said, yeah. Maybe in a short future, Iran wait a big changes. Maybe will change in government. Maybe Iran will say that it's Ukrainian. I don't know. We just await result. We just await official comments from government, from official faces, and I think it will be interesting. Yes, and from a latest news, couple days ago, Denis Davidov chatted with Max from our channel, yeah, and we have results that Denis Davidov donates drone for our boys and make advertise it for our channel. Thank you, many thanks to Denis Davidov, and we will glad to see a new community on our channel. You are welcome. We had only right directs. We have same politics on our channel. We fight for Ukraine and we support Ukraine. I wanna see how many guys from Denis Davidov channel now on our broadcast. My friends, who are coming from Denis channel, just a write plus in our chat. It's so interesting for me how many people watched us. Oh, oh God, a lot of people, a lot of new people. Okay, guys, glad to see you here on our channel. If you don't know about our channel, Flashback UA, it's a project of Ukrainian military men. Me and Max are officers. We are veterans of Russian-Ukrainian wars. Max now fighting in a Bakhmut. I will go to the front line a little bit later. And main target of our channel, it's sharing memories of our soldiers, sharing experience of our soldiers, sharing our experience, and once of main target, it's show for all civilized world about Ukraine, and it's a show truth about war in Ukraine, and you can see in our channel interview with soldiers, with a sergeant, with the Ukrainian defenders. You can see on our channel combat footage. You can see footage with civilian comments. Yeah, I think for you it will be so interesting. And sometimes me, Pasha, nice to meet you. Made a broadcast streams and we talking and discussing about situation in a world and in a Ukraine now. Uh-huh. Yes, a lot of comments who coming from Denis Davidov. Denis, thank you. So active auditory from you. Okay, guys, glad to see you here. I'm saying it again. Subscribe to our channel, watch our content, supports Ukraine, all be Ukraine, Slava Ukraini. And we continue our broadcast. I forgot. I should show it. And Denis Davidov not only give auditory, he donated drone Mavic for us. And thanks Denis for support. This drone will do a great busy. This drone will used by our aero reconnaissance for destroying orcs in Ukrainian territory. And thanks so much, Denis. And you can see on this photo soldier who have drone in the hand. You can see American flag. It's a Volt. I know who's a soldier, and its American flag have interesting story. You know, my friends, that Ukraine have international unit. It's International Legion. Its unit consists from volunteers from any country of the world, and they fight for Ukraine. And volunteers from International Legion give this flag for our soldier, for Volt, when they assaulted Severodonetsk, who a long time subscribed on our channel. You heard story about fights in Severodonetsk. It was so difficult fights. Yeah, and our soldier and foraging soldier just a changing flags. Yeah, and it's so story of this flag. Yes. Okay, we continue our broadcast. We will wait new news about Iran, because fire and burning don't stop. It's doing in a real time, and I think in a close time we will find the new news, and we continue. International Institute of Study of War make prognosis. All we hear about Russian big offensive on Ukraine. General Zaluzhny told about the second big offensive on Ukraine. Some part of analytics said that this offensive will be on Kyiv now, and we made a stream about it. But International Institute of Studies of War give some analytics, and they say that big percent that Russia started a big offensive on a Donbass direct. Because you can see how Russian trying to assault in Bakhmut, how they assault in Solidar. They just are fighting place with a bad defense, but without good result, without successful. And sorry, in a comment I see what's happened with the super chats. My friends, who was on a previous translation, maybe you remember homeless Russian. And in a previous translation we're talking about a lot of Russian problems, a lot of Russian fakes, and big number of Russian bots was on my stream. And Russian bots reported on our channel, and YouTube blocked monetization for us because Russian bots firm reported. We took a lot of reported, and super chat turn off, monetization turn off as a result of bots attack. But always be good, always okay. We are happy. We are work for you. Without monetization, it's no problem. If you wanna supporting our channel, in describe of broadcast in describe from broadcast, we had our PayPal flashback RAM too. And who doesn't have a PayPal, you can support us on a Buy Me a Coffee. Yeah, it's a result of just a Russian bots army attack. They attacked us not only on a front line, they attack us on the internet, on the international scene, and etc. Yes. Okay, we continue our stream by our program. And a lot of analytics said, biggest part of analytics, Ukrainian foraging analytics said that Russian will start offensive from Belarus territory. Other part said that Russian will start big offensive on the Donbas region. Some part say that offensive will start from Kherson region, but International Institute of Studies of War have reconnaissance intelligence data, and they have prognosis that Russia will be prepared offensive on a Donbas direct. And I agree with this opinion. Why? Because we can see dynamics that on a front line last months, only on a Donbas direct was hottest fights, hottest combats. And it's real. They just finding bad defense, they try to find low-skilled brigade. They try to find place for offensive, for penetration, but unsuccessful. Last biggest success in Russia, it was occupied of Solidar. Ukrainian soldier was disengaged from Solidar because Solidar was destroyed. We doesn't had a position for covering on a Solidar, and they make ruin in the city. And now they little bit more close in a Bakhmut, but after occupying of Solidar, they changing direct they changing direct, and they choose new place. It's Ugledar. But in the future, we can see how direct they choose. I hope they choose directly on a Russia, on a Moscow. I hope that in a close future, Russian soldier will understand that government use his like a meat, that Putin doesn't respect him, and they go back to Russia and make a revolution in Russia. I hope, but it's a small percent that it can be happening. And from last news, everybody hears that Germany agreement support agreement Ukrainian packet of support with tanks Leopard, and as a result of this new, Russian do very big hacker attack on airport website, financial sector, banks, government, and etc. in Germany. But its hacker attack was unsuccessful because Germany Internal Affairs Ministry have a good specialist, and Russian hacker attack Russian hacking attack meet with a good defense, and it was unsuccessful. But we can see that Russian doesn't change methods of war. They like hybrids war. They use all types what can be useful. If they cannot make some destruction directly on a front line. They will do it on the internet. They will do it on a politics area in United Nations. They find a lot of types. How can make some shit who against Russia, but Russia doesn't understand that all the world against Russia. Yes, and I had a video to interesting news. It was happened in Poland, on a border between Poland and Belarus. Illegal immigrants who move in from Belarus across Poland border, they was stopped by Poland border guards, and they made a small attack by stones. They dropping stones on a Polish border guards patrol. I had a short video about it. You can see a black wall. It's a wall on a border, and you can see two Polish car and person who are running. He just dropped stone on a Polish border guards patrol and just running. On a previous information, it was illegal immigrants, and how say Russian, it's a refugee, Turkish refugee who had a plans moving across Polish border for moving in Europe, but they were stopped by border guards. 1 year ago, Russian and Belarus try to make a new hybrid attack by refugees. They move refugees through Belarus and Polish border. After they moving across the border, they go to Europe like illegal migrants. Yeah, and in this situation, when refugee drops the stones in border guards, I read news about it, and by previous information, it was a group from 30 refugees, Turkish nationalities, who was led one Belarusian man who show right way for moving across the border, but they was stopped, and like a revenge, this man just dropped stones in a Polish patrol. Yeah, they doesn't change in types of make a shit for enemy's country. So, and we know that from Russian news, from Russian government, we know that Russia have a very, very big result on a Ukrainian front line. They doesn't have losses. They doesn't have abandoned vehicle, abandoned position, always okay. And how said Putin, special operation, moving with good success and always okay. If you remember news, who was happened on a New Year when Ukrainian artillerists destroyed college in Makiyivka, and in this college, by intelligence data, was located 300 Russian mobilized soldiers. This number of Russian losing was agreement by British intelligence, by Ukrainian intelligence. A lot of sources say that was killed not less than 300 people, and we had a couple video on Russian language when wounded guy from this college who was with mobilized people said that 300 people in 12 o'clock before New Year, just was in a big hall. They sit in not hall, just a concert hall. They sit in a big concert hall in this college and watching Putin's congratulated with Happy New Year. And this wounded man said that numbers of these people was not less than battalion. But international reconnaissance said number 300 people. Russia don't agree with it information. They say that no, in Makiyivka doesn't not happen something, always okay. People not sick, not wounded. But yesterday, Russia agreement with the numbers of losing soldiers in Makiyivka, but they doesn't agree with the number 300. Russian Ministry of Defense said that in Makiyivka was no more than 90 soldiers. Yeah, maybe who sometimes check Russian news with translation. I hope that he doesn't check it, but I'm saying that Minister of Defense Shoigu 1 month ago said that Russian army during all time of full-scale invasion in Ukraine lose no more than 3,000 soldiers and no more than 10,000 soldiers was wounded. It's by Russian opinions a real losing. But Ukrainian general staff, Ukrainian Ministry of the Defense said a little bit biggest number. It's 120,000 killed soldier, lost soldier, died soldier. It's a died orcs. I don't know how to describe it. And just to find a difference, 120,000 or 3,000. Maybe Minister Shoigu thinks that Russian soldiers don't people, they doesn't count how they lose. I don't know. But by information of Russian Ministry of the Defense, no more than 3,000. 3,000? Okay. But so interesting. You know that when a soldier died in a combat and commander agree with it, he knows it, body of that soldier was transported to Russia. It means that Russian government should give money for family. It's a not small number. It's not small money. It's nearly 15 millions. Yeah, 15 millions Russian rubles, and Russian government find type half lie for family of Russian dead soldiers. They doesn't say that, for example, your son died on Ukraine. They said, no, he just surrendered to Ukrainian, for example. He just leave from position, or we lose this guy. We don't know where is this guy. And they doesn't agree with information that this guy is dead. It's very interesting type of hiding numbers of losing, but main target of this type it's avoiding paid for families of dead soldiers. I think it's so difficult for Russia give money for families for 120,000 dead soldiers. Shoigu said that only 3,000, and I think These 3,000 losers included only colonels, majors, captains, generals, and super duper Russian Wagner and soldiers. Yeah. But other mobilized people, the government don't count it. They don't give money. They just supported. For example, give a fresh fish, or who remember couple stream ago I shown news about east region of Russia, not sorry, north region of Russia, when government give for families of mobilized people just ice. It's ice for water, because in these villages in the north city and villages it doesn't have canalization. They just took ice in a river, heat it, and use like a technical water. Yeah, and the government give free ice for family of mobilized people. Yeah, it's a good support for Russian soldiers. Thank you, Russian corruption. Thank you, President Putin, that you doesn't respect his soldiers. Benjamin V writes that Lada, red, white, or blue. Main dream for Russian wives, it's a white Lada. White Lada, it's a Russian dream. Okay, we are continuous. And good information on an international area. Italy and France talking about making 700 missiles Aster 30. It's missile for French Italy air defense system SAMP-T. And good news that this system will give like a support for Ukraine. I show you its air defense system. Main characteristic, why this other very important for Ukraine. SAMP-T can destroy Russian ballistic missile, like a Kinjal or Ha-22. We can destroy 80% missile what's Russian launched on Ukrainian side, but ballistic missile we can't destroy it because we doesn't have air defense system against ballistic missile, because ballistic missile moving with a very big speed on and on a ballistic trajectory, and we doesn't have devices for destroy it. But when we will use French Italy air defense system SAMP-T, it will be very good news for Ukraine, for Ukrainian civilians. When I will go to the front line, I not be worried about my mother in a Kharkiv, because I know that she will be under air defense shield SAMP-T. And so small characteristic of this missile, Aster 30. I had idea show video how it worked, but I cannot find official video what I can show for you. It's video you can watch it only on a website of Ministry of Spain Defense or French Defense. Because last time we had a small I personally had a small troubles when after rides, when I show you a video with a homeless Russian mobilized soldiers with a sad music. Russian bots too use it and said that I am broke auto rights, intellectual owns and reported on me about it too. And now I'm very very accurate with the video material. I'm trying to find video material without music and etc. because Russian bots, Kremlin bots, can use it in his interest in. And our neighbors, Poland, make a new surprise for Ukraine. Poland will give for Ukraine not only Leopard. You remember it's a big discussion about Leopards in Ukraine when Germany disagree supporting Ukraine by Leopards, disagree moving Leopards in territory of Ukraine. They scared that we lose Leopard and blah blah blah. But Germany agree it, and big numbers of countries who have tanks Leopard on armaments, they give Leopards for Ukraine for making big metal knuckle. Big metal shield for offensive and more useful defensive against Russia. And Poland make a surprise. Poland give not only Leopards. Poland preparing for sending in Ukraine 60 modernized tanks. It's a PT-91 Twardy. It's tanks on a base T-72 on a Soviet MBT base, but modified. You can see that another tank on the front, not typical active defense, and you can see that a lot of smoke guns on these tanks, and these tanks looks not like a old Soviet T-72. 16 tanks. Thanks, Poland. Thanks, NG Duda. And it's not last new about support. Pentagon said that they plan it give for Ukraine not oldest version of Abram tanks. Pentagon give for Ukraine modification of Abrams M1A2. Modern Abrams M1A2 have more good scopes and command and control system than previous version, and separate thermal vision for commanders, for crew commanders. And it will be more useful because commander with separate thermal scope can individually finding targets for these tanks and work more effective. Because, for example, in Soviet tanks, previous in a Soviet tanks, what we used like a T-64, T-72, we had an armament in Ukraine which doesn't have a thermal scope, and sometimes we doesn't have a night scope in a tanks. In my combat experience, I had situation. It was on a Kiev front line in a Huta Межигірська. It was, if I don't mistake, 4th March or 5 March, maybe 16 o'clock, nearly 17 o'clock. On outside was dark, and tanks commander from armed forces, who was leader under our all tanks who working in our interest in, said that after 17 o'clock our tanks will not work because they doesn't have night scopes. It was a very sad news because when tanks not work with you, you doesn't have a heavy support on a field, and we fighting against Russia without tanks. Yeah, we had on a cover at BTR-3, APC-3. It's Ukrainian APC, but you should feel difference between APC and the main battle tanks, because I had experience working with main battle tanks in a street, in a close combat. It was in a Irpin. I'm show you video. It was. If you give me 1 moment, I show you video how Ukrainian tanks work in a close combat environment in a Ukrainian street in a city. I'm trying to find it, and yes, all the Soviet tanks doesn't have a thermal scope. All the Soviet tanks doesn't have a sometimes doesn't have a night scope, and we need personally modified it. But modern version of Abrams have it. And 1 moment. And we can more effectively using tanks. Thanks United States Ministry of Defense for this gift that you give for Ukraine modern tanks. I know that we will use it very successful, and we give only good result, because all European army, United States army was very shocked how Ukraine used, for example, HIMARS. 1 shot, 1 kill, 1 shot, 1 kill, 1 target, 1 hit, 1 explosive. I think with a tank will be a same situation. And yes, I'm find video. I am uploading this video. It's a video what I show you after 1 minute. It's a video from my personal collection from a Kiev front line. Wait a minute, it's wrong. Sorry for technical stopping on a stream, but I had a problem when I think about something new what I doesn't planning a long time, searching it and make a non-comfortable pause. Yeah, I hope it's a right video. Yes, it's a right video. I show it after 1 moment. So one moment. Yeah. Okay. And you can see Ukrainian tanks, and the Ukrainian tanks a long time staying on one position and doesn't shoot. After its combat, I'm asking, why you so long doesn't shoot? He made a first hit after 30 seconds, and Tankman answered me that he had an old scope, and this scope worked so bad, and he cannot find target for him. But you should understand that on a war, you should work more quickly, more rapidly, and you should so find targets with a very high speed and destroy it. Because if you doesn't destroy target, your target can destroy you. Yeah, sorry for volume. Sorry for volume. Yeah. Yeah, I know that blast was fantastic. So sorry, maybe it was so noise. Yeah, but it was effective. Yeah, and when I show this video, I wanna show and describe you why good scopes, why good equipment in a modern tanks it's useful, and we need more modern and more useful technique, because on this video was example that old tank with the old equipment will be long time finding target, will long time shooting, and etc. If we have a modern weaponry types, we do it more quickly and more effective. Yes, and okay, so again, sorry for high volume. uh, I don't wanna shock you. uh, when I am check chat now, and Johnny A. Jones asked him, Pasha, are you using Starlink? The stream is better than Starsky. Blood is trickling out my ears now after volume jump. Sorry for volume jump. Sorry again, my friends. And no, I doesn't use Starlink because I'm in a Kiev now. I have a wire internet in my flat. I will use Starlink after 2 weeks when I'm going Donbass. Now I can use wire internet. Thanks for the question. Yes, my friends, who check last content on our channel, maybe you can see video about Sergeant Shwed. Maxim made this video and he took part in this video. Ladies and gentlemen, who watched video about Sergeant Shwed, just write plus in a chat. For me, interesting who know what about I will say now. Why I'm asked about it? Yeah, Charles Martin, you're right. He died. Why I am asked about it, about Sergeant? Sergeant was died a couple months ago. I'm served with a Shwed. We served in one battalion. I fight with Sergeant Shwed in Rubizhne against Russian, and for me, very very important that you, my friends, know about this hero. Sergeant Shwed was really hero. He doesn't scare it. He personally lead attack. He personally lead the Zold. And when I with my international group worked with Sergeant on any types of tasks, I doesn't scare it because Shwed was lead. I had a couple photo with Sergeant. It was an international exercise, rapid training. We give a blue beret for one Canadian officer, Canadian instructor. We had a tradition, only soldier who do special exercise in our brigade can wear blue beret. It's blue National Guard infantry beret, and these instructors, they work with us a long time. They show that they are good guys, and we made a gift It's infantry beret, and I'm staying. I'm staying here. Maybe you know. Here I'm without beard, and the Sergeant Shred give beret for Canadian instructor. And next one photo. I doesn't have a lot of photo with this man. It was 2 years ago on a military exercise at winter. Maybe second guy. I'm first. You can see that I'm first without beards again, and Sergeant Shred near me. And after one guys, it's the last guys in white camo. It's Kaiman. It's officer of operative section. He was died with a shred in one moment. Russian missile just hit in our staff, in our headquarters, and was died a lot of officer from another unit, and staff sergeant from a battalion Shwed, and chief of staff Kaiman was died by Russian missile. Rest in peace, Shwed and Kaiman. And why I'm show this photo, and for what I'm say story for you. I'm said again, it's very important for me that you know true Ukrainian hero who fight for Ukraine, who doesn't scare it, and who give her life for Ukraine. Yes. In a chat, I'm see ask what's happened in Iran. I know my friends that parts of viewers on this stream lose beginning on a stream when I'm describe this situation. I'm saying it again, but in a shortly variant, what happened in Iran. Iran now under massive drone kamikazes attack. And the drone kamikazes in Iran attacking military infrastructure, oil factory, and energy infrastructure in Iran. No country in the world has claimed responsibility for this full-scale attack, but some experts said that this attack to Israel. But couple, maybe 30 minutes ago, I'm just a check news, and Russian source news said that couple drones was moved from Azerbaijan territory. Yes. So interesting in this situation that it can be revenge for Israel, revenge from Israel for missile attack in Gaza. Because after last drone attack from Iran, a lot of Israeli people was killed by Irani. Yeah, and who doesn't see, my friends, I'm show again for people who doesn't see video what I show in a start of our broadcast. It's burning in Iran. On this video you can see how burning armament factory in Isfahan. By some version on this factory Irani made it drone Shahed who use Russia for bombing Ukraine, and use Iran for made a terroristic attack in other country. And on this video, you can see how burning oil factory in Azar Heshra. And the second one video from Azar Heshra. Sorry that I'm don't give a lot of information again, because we discussing about it in a beginning of stream. Sorry. And from use, I wanna share it with you new Russian fakes. It's so interesting fakes. You know that maybe in a close time, maybe during 3 months, maybe a little bit later, in Ukraine will come tanks Abrams. But Russian destroy Abrams near Bakhmut today. Bakhmut doesn't come in, but Russian destroy it. It's a screenshot from Russian Telegram channel. They write that our warriors destroyed first American Abrams. And they, in this post, they write that Wagner sent this photo from Bakhmut. But if I don't mistake, now 29 January, yeah, and we doesn't have a lot of white sand on a Bakhmut now, and maybe snowly in a Bakhmut now, because in Ukraine winter, but it's not problem for Russian Wagners. They find desert in Bakhmut and destroy in this desert American Abrams. It's not important that Abrams doesn't come in Ukraine. They just find it and destroy it. And it's a real post, and you can see date. It's 21 November of 2020 year. Yes, it's Unicum soldiers, Unicum media. They just they just make fake and just steal picture from Syria, yeah, and don't change something. Okay, just took this burning corpse of Abrams, turn on Photoshop, Adobe program, move from Syria to the Bakhmut, and it's be okay. But they just took 3 years old photo and said that this Bakhmut. I'm by secret. I'm say truth for you. In Ukraine, we had only one desert. It's Oleshkivsky Pisky in Kherson region. It's one desert in Europe, on Kherson region, Oleshkivsky Pisky. You can check it. But not one, it's a biggest desert in Europe. Okay, just to say again, Russian, no, Ukrainian Abrams near Bakhmut, and American Abrams in Syria. I'm done. Thank you. And my friends, now will be very difficult and interest question. You should describe me what's happened on this photo. What they doing on this photo. I've said before that this photo from Russia. Just watch on this photo and see. What is that? What's in your opinion here? Wuhan Institute of Virology said that that picture is from Iraq. I remember Chinese communists using the pictures to say that they will destroy the Abrams of Taiwan. Thank you, Wuhan. Wuhan Institute. Good nickname. Thank you for information, because I don't know how real source of photo of this Abrams. Thank you for information. Yeah, my dear. Photo of destroyed Abrams, not from Syria. Photo of destroyed Abrams from Iraq. Okay, I'm had a answer from this photo. Personal. Yeah, Battle of Kursk. Battle of Kursk in school gym. Good comments. Russian SS. Yeah, it's so close for Russian SS, but no, it's a Russian schoolboy in Nazi uniform in a gym, and it's a very epic show. I'm show you next photo. I think after a couple months, maybe when Leopards and Abrams come in Ukraine, Russian will use only these tanks. My friends, somebody said it before me. Who said it before me? But you know that it's a Kursk. And one viewer said that they lose $30,000. Anita K said Westin $30,000. Yes, you are right. Just answer me. Who showed it before me? Yeah. Okay, I'm describe in a couple words what here happened. It's reconstructions of Kursk combat. Russian businessmen give for it 2 million rubles for its show, and it's nearly $30,000. Just watch. Sorry for sound blast. German tanks in offensive. So serious. I hope that in a future few months, Russian will use only tanks like this from a paper. Epic combats, yeah? So, from tactical side, always okay. Crew towing tanks, infantry moving back of the tanks. I show it again. Infantry moving back on the tanks. Crew towing tanks, always okay, always good. But okay, I have no comments. Okay, stop. I cannot describe it. I'm saying again, what are they doing? They doing reconstruction of Kursk battle, biggest tank battle in a Second World War by Russian Soviet history, by Soviet history, but we know that biggest tanks battle wasn't in a Kursk. Biggest biggest fight of battle tanks was near Brody. It was tank battle under Brody. It's west of Ukraine, and it was biggest tanks combat. But for Russia propaganda, more comfortable that only biggest, all biggest in a world was in a Russia. Biggest tanks battle, biggest Abrams in a Russia, biggest missile in a Russia, I don't know, oldest and craziest president in a Russia. Yeah, who doesn't understand? It's teenagers just made reconstruction of Kursk tank battle. Yeah, and your variants, how much this reconstruction? How much? I'm told about it. $30,000. $30,000 from paper tanks. No, I hope that this 2 million ruble was took from government budget, from Russian budget, and was stealed by Russian businessmen who made it show. I hope that Russian corruption give a help for Ukrainian win in this war. Yeah, that's look so beautiful, I think. Thank you, Child. I'm talking about United States Ministry of the Defense. And I'm talking that the agreement give for Ukraine modern version of Abrams. But North Korea was very surprised of this decision. And North Korea doesn't like decision of United States and other civilized country to support in Ukraine. North Korea said that tank support, that donation for Ukraine, like tanks, AFV, APC, and other support packs for Ukraine, it's only escalating of conflict. Yeah, and sister of Kim Chen-in, I forgot his name, Kim Yo-chen. It's sister of Kim Chen-in, dictator of North Korea. She said that North Korea will standing in one trench with Russia against United States. We all world knows that North Korea leader, they are crazy. They all time they all time talking about nuclear weapons. They launching a training nuclear missile. They said for all world that we destroy United States, we destroyed Japanese, we destroyed Korea, but we understand that North Korea, they losing progress maybe on a 60 years, yeah, and they little bit doesn't understand the real situation in the world now. North Korea, it's big Russian friends. it's friends by isolation. Before Russia start full-scale invasion in Ukraine, North Korea was recordsman by international sanction in a one country. Biggest number of sanction was in a North Korea. But when Russian do full-scale invasion, now Russia have record of sanction, yeah, and North Korea and Russia, it's just a friends by sanction, yeah, and sister of Rockets, or good nickname, Rocketsman. Sister of Rocketsman said that she will fight with Russia against the United States and blah 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 blah. But who watched North Korea military parade maybe remember that in a previous military parade North Korea showing how tractor, just a village tractor, towing missile. It's combat tractors. And I think, yeah, it's a very, very good concurrent for NATO against for Europe Union. Yeah, combat tractors, it's dangerous for us. Yeah. Yeah. So, crazy leaders, crazy families of the leaders, crazy elites. I don't know. It's just a in general, you know, said me who is your friend, and I'm said who are you. Friends of Russia, it's North Korea, Eritrea, Iran, and as a result, we can say who are Russia. And who told about China? Chinese doesn't support Russia. Kim Il-sung said that Russia it's a small country for cooperation with China. It's not alias, it's just a small cooperation partner. And I don't know if it's real news, but in couple sources, Western sources, was said about North Korea weapon in Russia. I doesn't check this news, and doesn't know it's real or no, but somebody said that Russian buy North Korea weapon. I hope that Russia will buy in North Korea this here combat tractors. I think it will be more useful for Ukrainian fields. Yeah, and when we talked about Russian elite, why don't remember about Hungary Premier Minister Orban, who said that he will break all sanction, all energetic sanction against Russia. I had some photo where Orban sitting between two chairs, Russia or Europe Union. We know that Hungary is European country. They make European choose, but when Mr. Orban come to government a couple years ago, they choose Russian courses. And first, what they changing in Hungary politics, they limit. They limited rights of Hungary intelligence service, for Hungary intelligence bureau, working intelligence bureau against Russia. And when he do it, he made an open space for Russian agency, for Russian reconnaissance in Hungary. Yeah, and we know that last sanction packet was under Hungary veto. Biggest part of sanction was disagreement by Mr. Orban. He don't like economic sanction, energetic sanction, and a lot of people ask it why European country doesn't support sanction packets against Russia. But we have one answer. Russia and Hungary have nuclear project. In a close future, Russia promised for Hungary that they will build on a Hungary territory nuclear power plant. Russian Energoatom will construct it, architect it. They, if I'm not mistaken, they build it in Hungary. And Mr. Orban may be scared that when energetic sanction against Russia will be work, Russia doesn't build for Hungary power plant. But I don't know why Mr. Orban doesn't choose another country, like France, for example, because France had a good nuclear power plants. I don't know. But as a result, maybe not from first chance, not from second chance, but sanction against Russia is working. We can see it in a changes of Russian budget. Sorry for my pronunciation. For example, before full-scale invasion in 2021 year, Russia had a budget couple 2 trillion ruble. 2 trillions, it was a general Russian budget for the 2021st year, yeah? In 2022 year, when Russia start invasion and when international sanction works against Russia, for the last year they had budget 214 milliards. As a result of Russian aggressive, they lose trillions of ruble. Not milliards, not billions, not millions, trillion of rubles. And energetic sanction doesn't work before it. But we should understand that Russia, it's like a big gas station, big diesel station, big petrol station. They just sell his oil, sell his gas, sell his energetic resources, and that's all. When energetic sanction will work, I hope that Russia loses all his money. I hope. Yeah. Kim Jong's big mafia gas station. I think not big mafia. I think that only big gas station. Because Russia cannot make monopoly in Europe and cannot make monopoly in all world. Because, for example, Germany use alternative sources of energy now. They find another country who give oil, who give energy resources for Germany, for example, yeah. And they said no for Russian sources. A sanction in Europe works against Russia. I think that in the future, Russia will sell his resources only in China for cheap prices and in India to do for cheap prices because Russia doesn't have clients in a civilized world like Germany before. Or maybe Hungary in the future will be buy Russian energy resources, but no more. No more. And as we told about sanction packet, it will be seen if we not talking about Rammstein, but previous Rammstein. As a result of previous Rammstein 8, we had a big success, have a big success. Partners country give for Ukraine a lot of types of tanks, MBT, AFV, APC, armored car, a lot of ammo, but a lot of experts say that next Rammstein now will be about jets. When partners agree to support of Ukraine with main battle tanks, with a heavy vehicle, how Russians say offensive vehicle, partners broke red line about vehicle, about armament and equipment, and now we doesn't have limited. Yeah, and in our Ukrainian dream, we're dreaming about F-16. Yeah, and it will be very useful for us, not only on a front line, because F-16 have a lot of function. You just change loading of his wings, you just change air-ground missile to air-air missile, and F-16 it will be good jets who destroyed Russian missile. If you change it air-air missile to a bomb, you have a good and fast bomber who can destroy Russian position, Russian headquarters, and Russian warehouse. I think in a perspective, F-16 for Ukraine, it's real. I hope it's in a close perspective. Yes, and who are coming and who doesn't know, I'm saying it again. We lose monetization in our channel for the last stream because a lot of Russian bots reported about our channel, and monetization on the YouTube doesn't work. You can see that super chat doesn't work. If you wanna support us, you can use PayPal in the describe of this video, or you can use Buy Me a Coffee who doesn't have a PayPal. In a Buy Me a Coffee, you can pay it by GPay or Apple Pay, how will be comfortable for you. And I see a lot of comments that a lot of people come here from Enforcer, and a lot of people come here from Denis Davidov. Thank you, my new friends. Thank you that you are here. Thank you, my old auditory. I see here a lot of people who watched me our previous. Thank you, my friends, that you are here. Thank you that you are with me. It's very important for us. And who are new men in our channel, don't forget to check our contact, our video, broadcasting Willa hiding for so times because we should correct problem with YouTube as a result of Russian report, and hope in a future I will have the biggest opportunity in a stream. A lot of people say that he heard 30%. So if my sound's bad, I am use little bit volume up. I hope it will be better. Okay. Sorry, new man. Don't forget subscribe on our channel. Check our contact. Every weeks we made not less than 2 video. It's combat footages. It's footages from Ukrainian city, from a front line. It's work of our soldiers. It's interview with our soldier. No, all translated on English and beautiful. And we have a Starsky auditory. Thank you. Thanks for top bloggers like Enforcers, like Denis Davidov, like Operator Starsky, only for his support. We have so big number of subscribers. We had so good auditory, so good viewers for you. Thank you. Thank you every who are coming in our broadcast, who commenting here, who watching us, who listening us. Thanks for, and thanks you who supporting us. It's very important for us because you should understand that we are like a first source from infantry, first source from army. I'm an infantry officer, Maxim infantry officer, and we just show our opinion, our think about it. We show opinion of our soldiers, and we share experience, our real experience for all the world. It's very important that you are coming for us. Thanks for your support. And I see a couple questions. Max, is Max still in a Bakhmut? Yeah, Max in a Bakhmut now. I'm talking with him maybe 3 hours before the I'm started broadcast, and he is okay. He doesn't sick. He is good. Always good. He with our guys moving Ukrainian win. Yes. So my dears, 4:34 a.m. in Ukraine. So late for me, and after, if a graphic of turn off electricity doesn't lie me, after 50 or 20 minutes electricity in Ukraine, not in Ukraine, in my street will be turned off. And I had maybe 50 minutes for answering on your question. My friends, you see that I doesn't say it, my dears, because in a comments of a previous stream, one man said that my dears said only girls. It's girls phrase. More correctly will be for, I will say my friends. Thank you for corrects. I have time for answering on your question. Please mark our channel in your question in the comments. It will be more easily for find your question and for find your comments. You should keep saying my dears because it thank you. Maybe it's like a my characteristic, because um, we I'm like not a nature English speaker, and I'm doesn't know about special English phrases in American English, in British English. Yeah, and for example, my dears, I'm translating in Ukraine. It's a general phrase, and in Ukraine it uses as girl, as man. It's no problem. And I forgot said hello for our old friends on this broadcast. For Sam V, for Ellie, for Cretan, for AK-74 Creat, Ryan, and etc. Thank you. You are here. Glad to see you. Tom was asking, do you have some info on Iran? I'm twice talking about Iran. I don't want to do it third time, but I'm very, very quickly check last news from Iran. And yeah, last news from Iran. It's last news about damaged infrastructure in Iran. Yes, and in Iran was destroyed drones factory in Tabriz, fully destroyed by drones. In Isfahan was destroyed factory for ammunition for drones, and military storage in Malard too was bombed. It's the biggest military objective in Iran was under attack. Yeah, and as a result of destroying factories, I can make prognosis that in a future time Russia will have problem with the drones. I hope. Because Iran's drone is not unlimited. Okay, Jason Smith asked, I heard Abrams tanks won't be coming until August. Have you heard anything? By last information from Ukrainian military expert, from Ukrainian official faces, all tank supply, first tank supply will arrive in Ukraine during 3 months. Maybe in April or in May, we will meet with the first Western tanks on the territory of Ukraine. New hashtag free my dears phrase. It's it's like a word parasite word. My dears. I'm check my stream after I'm done stream, and I'm so often say it, my dears. Maybe I will combine it, my dears and my friends. Okay, my dears, if you wanna give a question, just mark question by tag flashback UA, and I will see your question with a yellow color, and I'm answering on your question. Okay, 74 Karat asking, how is your friend the Aussie volunteer? Aussie volunteer, Danny, if you are here, hello. I know that he watching my stream sometimes, every my stream. My friend Danny was wounded in a Kharkiv, in Novoselivka village. He was in opposition under tanks shelling, and shrapnel from tanks was damaged his arm. Now he have a hole in the arms. Muscle was destroyed, but with arm always okay. He now get feel, and I think 2 or 3 months, and he will be ready to fight again. Okay, how do you say it, magazine in by Ukrainian? Rifle magazine in Ukrainian, it's just a magazine. Not big difference between magazine and magazine. Yeah. RC, my husband still has shrapnel in his body from Vietnam. It stays. Ukrainian doctors insert biggest part of shrapnel from his arm. It just now he had a hole after shrapnel hits, and he lose couple part of muscle on a hand. Arm hand work is okay, but without small part of muscle. If I right understand Danny, he said that he doesn't have a shrapnel in his hand, in his arm, and in the future always be okay. I hope. I know that always be okay with Danny because he is immortal. Uh, Andy Woohoo question. Sorry for repeating my comment. I get info that they are rotation people in a Bakhmut. The whole Azov battalion is going into fight Wagner, and the other out. Any comments on that? Andy, I cannot comment any rotation, any changing on a front line during this changing because it's so dangerous. We should understand that not only good guys watching our stream, a lot of Russian can watch in our stream, and I don't wanna be insider for Russian spies, faggots, for Russian bots and etc. You should understand it. I cannot answer on this question, but I can say that a lot of units fighting against Bakhmut, and we should understand that Wagner's it's a main offensive strength of Russian forces in a Bakhmut. All Bakhmut offensive was under commanding of Prigozhin. It's chief of private military company Wagner, and all units who fighting in a Bakhmut against Russia, they fighting against Wagner. By last intelligence data, it's a British intelligence said that Russia have now no more than 20,000 personnel. Yeah, they thanks for Russian prison, they had number 50,000, but they lose 30,000, and now Wagner have 20,000, but it's not high quality soldier. And in a close time, I hope in a close couple months, we destroy in last part last part of Wagner's. Question from Michael Michaels. Flashback: Are Western countries helping with Ukrainian wounded rehabilitation recovery? Yes, we had a very good help from another country, not Ukrainian wounded soldier have rehabilitation not only in Ukraine. For example, in my experience, I have soldier who with serious hand trauma had rehabilitation in Italy. My colleague a couple weeks ago come back from Lithuania from rehabilitation, and the European country give very high quality medical supply, and they give a very good environment and opportunity for rehabilitation of Ukrainian soldiers. Yeah, it's right. Western country helping for rehabilitation, and all rehabilitation is free for soldiers. For example, no one, my soldiers, no one, my officers doesn't pay for rehabilitation in foreign country. All free. Thank you. European country and Israel they supporting for wounded soldiers. Thank you for a question. Yeah, Russian boots in a chats. Yeah, I know. And every broadcast Russian coming on a stream, they write a shit and they reported on me that I am hating Russia. Robert Ram. Question: do soldiers on the front line know that the people of the entire free world are with them and are doing everything we can to support them? Yes, our soldiers know about it. And when, for example, we give some humanitarian help, and when we give for our soldier, for our unit, equipment, what we pay for your donation, we say that it's support from a world, all world fighting for Ukraine, all world stand with Ukraine, and we are no, and we understand it. And when I will go to front line, Sammy Wee, it's our subscribers, Sammy Williams, she sent me kids. I don't know, I translating this word. She sent me kids drowning from New Zealand, and I took its kids drawing and transported and give for our soldier on the front line and describe it that it's European shields driving for you, and all world support you. Our soldiers know about it. Yeah, thanks for question and thanks for support. Frodnik79, what does it say on your uniform? Here, National Guard of Ukraine. It's my structures patch. Okay, my dears, for I am 15. After 10 minutes, after 10 minutes, I will be seated without electricity. Thank you for your attention. Thank you that you was with me at this broadcast. And subscribers, subscribers, people who coming from Denis Davidov channel, who coming from Enforcer channel, and from Starsky. I hope that you are my new one. I hope that you are not disappointed. Thank you that you are coming. Thanks for your support. And who forgot, who don't remember, who doesn't have monetization? I said it again because maybe in the future somebody will watching this stream. we lose monetization. Thanks for Russian bots report. If you want to support our channel, if you want to support our unit, you can do it on a PayPal, and you can do it on a Buy Me a Coffee. YouTube now doesn't work. Thank you that you were with me on this broadcast. I hope that we meet with you in a close time. Thank you for your support. Thank you that you are here, my dears, my friends. Always be good. Always be Ukraine. Ukraine will be win soon. Thanks for your attention. See ya later.